understood loneliness before I knew what it was. I saw the on your table for your unrequited love. I would be nothing without you holding me up. Now I'm strong enough for both of us, both of us, both of us, both of us. I am a giant, standing up on my shoulders. Tell me what you see, 'cause I am a giant. We'll be breaking boulders underneath our feet. I am a giant. Oh, I am a giant. Don't hide your emotions. You can throw down your guard and feed from the notion we can be who we are. You taught me something, yeah. Freedom is ours. It was you taught me living is togetherness, togetherness, togetherness. I am a giant, stand up on my shoulders. Tell me what you see, 'cause I am a giant. We'll be breaking boulders underneath our feet. I am a giant. Oh, I am.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show. Downtown Detroit shining brightly tonight. What a look at the Motor City from just across the river. Welcome. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with DeMarcus Cousins, and some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And now the Lakers starting group. We've got Chamberlain. Baylor is out there with Robertson. Then there's Hewitt. And it's Gervin in at the 3 slot. And for Detroit, Davis is out there with Jason Kidd. Then there's West. Then there's Howard. And it's Giannis in at the 2 spot. Chamberlain's shot is off. And it's Detroit's ball. West outside. Got a hand on it. Gervin outside. Clark, we have a big-time matchup with the big men down low tonight.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, you're going to see both teams double these guys because they're just too hard to handle. Otherwise, they'll have to do their work and make their decisions quickly.
Now here's West. George Gervin missing his last shot. On the top of the key. Detroit, no good that time either.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Here's Chamberlain. Robertson left side.
And the aggressive attitude of Davis on D makes him such a tough matchup. He's not going to give his man an inch of breathing room, and that was the difference on that possession.
Lets it go from 11, and that one is off. Some solid defense from Chamberlain. Robertson against West. Gervin outside, the 17-footer. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And you hope that this inspires the offense. The game is about putting it in the basket, and that first bucket took a while.
Kidd passes to Antetokounmpo. Fades and shoots. Here's Howard. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. West against Robertson. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
Platoon swap here for the Lakers. "36 seconds left to play in the first quarter." Got that bucket in no time at all.
And you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
West against Payton. KD on the wing. Lets it go. Anthony Davis with the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
To the inside, taken away by Hayes. Pull-up jumper, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Lakers lead by 2. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, they've got Paul George. Howard is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Allen. And it's Parker in at the point. Here's KD, following the basket by Dwight Howard. Pass to Reed. Inside, here's Payton. No good that time. Excellent D there from Parker. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Yao, he's checked in for the Pistons. Pierce comes in for Davis. And it's the Lakers' ball. Here's Hayes. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to Durant. From deep three-point range. Rebounded by the Pistons. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Allen against Richmond. Allen kicks to Yao. Clock at 6. Shoots it up. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
And the Pistons with possession here after the basket by Los Angeles. Yao, the pass to George. Parker outside. And stolen by Payton. Richmond outside. 55 seconds left in the first half. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
Pierce inside the three-point line, and that's collected by Payton.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Now, here's George. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Parker outside with 2 seconds left. That one, no good. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Lakers ahead, up by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K, a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that does it for our halftime show.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. A lot of guys like to shoot off the dribble, but Clark, there are some that really are better at it, shooting off that catch in the NBA.
Yeah, and who do you have in mind, Kevin? I got a couple of names that I'm thinking about. What about you?
Well, I'm thinking Klay Thompson because that backcourt is so prolific, and he's been so great at that. That's kind of been his trademark.
Yeah, it has been. Redick would be another guy.
Yes, another good
that
one.
I think that would come to mind. And even though he's later in his career now, but Kyle Korver, one of the very best we've had in the league at shooting off the catch.
Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Ewing. Robertson is out there with Baylor. Then there's Gervin. And it's Chamberlain in at the 5 down low. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment. Good report. Thank you so much. West. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Baylor. The Lakers in the lead. Robertson left side. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The epitome of a fantastic center. A big, strong body who wreaks havoc on both ends.
Good on the second free throw. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Antetokounmpo kicks to Davis. Loads it up for Davis. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Robertson outside. Outside Baylor. There's the pass to Gervin. Robertson with it. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. The Lakers keeping it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
Gervin with the steal. West against Baylor. Gervin passes to Baylor. Over West. And that one's good by Baylor. Baylor's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And here's Giannis from outside.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
35 seconds left in the third. Gervin outside, 6 to shoot. Tries to keep it alive. Taken away by Kidd. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Well, you got to admire and appreciate the unselfishness. I mean, Kidd always looking up and looking out for his guys. I mean, excellent at finding the open man.
Robertson passes to Ewing. Gervin outside. Chamberlain with it. Passes it to Ewing. 3 seconds left. And good that time.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And we've reached the end of the third. Lakers lead by 4. We've got more in store for you right. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Antetokounmpo is out there with Howard. Then it's Thompson. Then there's West. And it's Kidd in at the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
Here's Chamberlain. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Dwight Howard.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and they'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Robertson against West. Robertson passes to Pettit. Second chance shot. Robertson's shot is good. Robertson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you, Kevin, we talk about Robertson's talent, okay? But what about the hustle for the second chance points? I mean, that's why he's so great.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Defense is right there, and he recovers it. Shot clock at 5. Here's Thompson. And no good that time. Good D by Thompson. Hit against Gervin. Taken away by Kidd. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Jason Kidd, well known for his defense, but excels at reading the opponent and jumping all over them for steals, too.
It's Gervin on the wing. He's covered by Kidd. And Gervin kicks to Thompson. Here's Robertson. It's a hand on it. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter. Pettit is one of the all-time greats at just battling for position and turning those misses into makes.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 4. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now a moment to take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just torn them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Davis is checked in for the Pistons. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Los Angeles. Baylor comes in for Thompson. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thank you, David.
Well, you know, if you're playing Robertson to score, not a bad idea, but that means you're going to leave other guys open, and he'll find them.
West outside. Kicks it to Antetokounmpo. And they call an illegal screen here.
You know, guys, sometimes that just happens, but you don't like to see it when the game is this close.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. It's stolen by West. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
And here's Kidd from the arc. Can't knock in the 3. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
Timeout called the Lakers. They lead by 3. Just 4 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there. It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
One of the all-time greats and most versatile scorers ever, Oscar Robertson, showing you how easy it is for him to get to the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Alden, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Bust down, roll it, out of my plain Jane. Every day, same thing. Cause we just out here trying to maintain. Bust down, roll it, out of my plain Jane. Every day, same thing. Cause we just out here trying to maintain. Yeah.
Run that back, turbo.
I committed all the dots. Put that foreign out the lot. Move the family to the docks. Put some diamonds in my watch. Ballin' like a big shot. Ballin' like a big shot. Ballin' like a big shot. Businessman, I pop my collar. Must be a scholar. Spent 2K on Balmain jogger. Yeah, I'm jogging to the bank.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Taking a look at the Pacers, it'll be interesting to see where they take the game plan tonight. Offensively, do they rely on one or two guys to carry the load, or do they spread the wealth? We'll see. Man, we are in for a treat.
The Dallas Mavericks arriving at the building earlier today. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The tallest building in the state of Indiana, the Chase Tower, rising high above our location today at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Now the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the Indiana GA.
When the Pacers traded away Paul George, many around the league expected a total rebuild. Instead, Indiana has been a consistent playoff team. They don't have so-called big names on this roster, but they do have veterans.
A lot of optimism. Thanks, DA. And a look at the injury situation. 2 players injured. One of their stars is out. Something they're going to have to overcome tonight.
And for Luka Doncic, 2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Bird out there with Pippen. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Thomas. And it's Olajuwon in at the 5. And for the Pacers, Marc Gasol is out there with Duncan. Then it's Kareem. Then there's Petrovic. And it's Curry in at the 1 spot.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Thomas passes to Pippen. Gasol against Bird. Pass to Thomas. Olajuwon kicks to Pippen. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jordan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Tim Duncan picks one up.
As if Jordan weren't challenging enough to guard. The little up fake there, putting the defender at his mercy.
We're looking forward to the center matchup tonight, Doris. What do you expect to see from these guys inside?
Well, I think there's a requisite physicality in there, certainly. At the same time, there are greater demands on big men, Kevin, than we have ever seen before. Yes, they have to be rim protectors. Yes, they have to control the paint. But now those bigs are asked to defend in space, to guard on the perimeter. Kevin, you know this. That's a tall task.
Olajuwon dishes to Jordan. Bird outside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Olajuwon the pass to Pippen. And here's Bird from the arc. Traps in the tray.
Could there be any doubt? I mean, Bird's such a dead-eye shooter. Sometimes this guy practices threes with his eyes closed.
Gasol passes to Abdul-Jabbar. Olajuwon with the block. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Rejected by Gasol.
What defensive instincts. What timing by Marc Gasol. Nice block.
Petrovic. Thomas with the block. Pippen against Gasol. And Gasol sends it back. Curry looking it over. Duncan outside. Shoots over Olajuwon. They get it back. Olajuwon with the block.
Without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Olajuwon does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
Thomas against Curry. Upside Gasol. Duncan trying to break loose. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Here's Thomas. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you have a scorer like Jordan on the floor. He attracts all that attention defensively, leaving guys wide open.
It's a tie game in Indiana. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with... And And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
They've got Sabonis. Warning is out there with Anthony, and it's Drexler, and it's Kuzi in at the point guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. Tumbo grabs the board.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And in their history, the Dallas Mavericks have never moved up in the draft, and they needed to do so this summer to keep their pick.
Well, you think about it, Greg, they went into it with a little over a 26% chance to move up into the top 4. That did not happen. The Hawks collecting that 10th pick from the Luka Doncic trade.
To the paint. Morning inside, Griffin on him, and it's sent back by Mutombo, and he gets it back. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. The Pacers making a switch here. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Paul outside. Outside Irving. The pass to Griffin. Excellent D there from Anthony.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Kukoc against Paul. The wide open look here for Anthony. Drills it from outside. Anthony's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Scott finds Paul. Outside Irving. 1:10 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Scott. So the wing on the left. Here's Paul. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Pacers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Ball against Calderon. Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for Indiana. Only giving up 2 points this quarter.
Oh, you can't give Carmelo Anthony a lane to attack like that.
Mavericks trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
That one goes in.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Drexler against Scott. Now Drexler. Puts it up from 12. Misses off the left iron. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pacers lead by 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie, for the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the... And that'll about...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game that's been so far. Have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
Well, perhaps the most impressive thing has been his incredible consistency. This guy is a great player who always brings a ton of energy. What a great half.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Olajuwon is out there with Bird. Then there's Thomas. Then it's Pippen, and it's Jordan in at the 2 spot. The putback, great positioning on the putback. Duncan's got the lead up to 6 now for the Pacers.
And they continue to control the glass.
Thomas kicks to Olajuwon. Outside Jordan. Pippen dishes to Jordan. Back to Pippen. Launches it. The Pacers pull it in. Duncan's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years, rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
Thomas, he gets it in there. Thomas got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
Pass to Gasol. Over Bird. Here's Duncan. Tries again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Pacers, a team that generally likes to work the ball until they find what they like.
No doubt, Greg, reflected in the fact that they were 27th in field goal attempts last season, right? That's because they are so patient and so disciplined on the offensive end. We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Here's Petrovic. Here's Gasol. Here's Duncan. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight. Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Drexler in for Petrovic. The Mavericks also with a sub. Griffin's checked in for Pippen. And Dallas calls their first timeout of the game.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break, mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
.43 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, and in every generation or so, a player comes along who can be considered a true superstar. Folks, that's Larry Bird.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Releases. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Kept alive. And the whistle blows. He's fouled on a shot that misses, but not by much. 2 free throws nonetheless coming up for him.
And Griffin has battled knee injuries during his career, but his persistence is incredible. Still a nightly double-double threat.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Well, wow, Kev, how about that fantastic look by Steph Curry? The ability to create and make the guys around him better.
Pass to Olajuwon. Over Sabonis. Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Olajuwon. On its way from Curry for 2. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. And we'll be right back after this. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Enzo Thomas will bring it up for the Mavericks. Steph Curry's out there with Drexler. And Then it's Duncan. Then it's Anthony. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Floats one. And it's Bird missing.
Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
Curry passes to Drexler. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Oh, Griffin in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you can put those alley-oop feeds as high as you need to when Griffin's on the receiving end. He'll pick it up off the top of the backboard if he has to.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
Marc Gasol's checked in for the Pacers. Scottie Pippen's checked in for Dallas. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Murray finds Gasol. Drexler with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Thomas with the steal. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way. And then slammed in by Jordan.
You won't find a much more entertaining sight. I'd call that slam dunk contest level.
Curry against Thomas. And there's the feed to Gasol. Count it. Gasol's got his first basket of the night.
Well, Marc Gasol has done this a time or two, and that's a big-time delivery.
On the wing, Bird. Now the pass to Pippen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here.
Pippen, simply put, one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Abdul-Jabbar comes in for Anthony. And Petrovic subbed in for Clyde Drexler. And Dallas also making a switch. Olajuwon's checked in.
And really just a great rhythm at the line. Whether it's a big lead in the first quarter or with the game hanging in the balance.
Gasol unable to get that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Pippen, the pass to Olajuwon. And then Olajuwon with the dunk.
And how about the killer cool of Olajuwon? Loves to put the team on his back when the game gets tight.
Thomas against Curry. Stolen by Pippen. There's 45 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Passes it to Thomas. He kicks it to Jordan. Pass to Olajuwon. 6 to shoot. Over Duncan. It counts.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Okay, Greg, to me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Timeout called the Pacers. They trail by 3. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
On defense, the Mavericks. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And stolen by Thomas. And he commits the intentional foul.
He had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point. And looking for a very quick shot here.
Well, Greg, you've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Gasol. Here's Curry with the 3. Misses there. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alton.
Take it a day at a time, praying we all gonna shine. I seen the darkest of days, I need a spark and a change. You got me stuck in my waist, they pointing fingers to blame. Really it's all in the same thing, and I never wanna be famous. Something about it we great, something about what I made. I only feel when I'm down. I've been around and back in the lab, I feel like I'm running around. I need to be with a fam, I need to speak with my dad. Things on my mind, thinking about everything that we had. I know. Cruising in the city, ride slow. Trying to clear my mind for the most. Okay, so right now. Only way I know is when I thank God that we here again. You know, this the kind of that make you let it go. Living in a city where it's hard to blow.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everyone. Tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs. A big point of emphasis. Control the tempo. Push it at your speed. Don't let them slow the game down. And also don't allow yourselves to get rushed, because that's when mistakes happen. And Shaq, we're going to see Terry Stotts behind the bench here. One of the longest tenured coaches in the league.
Yeah, I think he's been with Portland 7-8 years now. A passionate coach. He keeps his team very competitive.
Well, 78 years or 7 or 8?
7.
The lights of downtown reflecting, and as things get ready to... Well, guys, indeed there is. Thanks, David. Missing some depth tonight, but the starting lineup is intact for this team.
And with Yusuf Nurkic.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Nowitzki is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Stockton. Then it's Moncrief. And it's Unseld in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And for the Trailblazers, they've got Tracy McGrady. Hill out there with Frazier. And it's Garnett. And it's Cowens in at the 5 spot. Over to the left wing. Here's Stockton. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And tonight, two teams, Brent, that like to get into their sets, work the ball, have a little patience. Back in your day, what was your favorite play to run in half court?
Any NBA player, Kevin, will tell you their favorite play to run in the half court was any play that was called for them. Yeah. So let's start with that. But most of the time, I just enjoyed sets where the ball moved around. 4 or 5 touches. We talk often about good to great, but when you knew the opportunity for you to shoot the ball was there, but there was a better one for the next guy, that's when you're operating at a high level.
And Garnett misses.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
James against McGrady. And the dunk by LeBron.
LeBron James, here's the report, Kevin, still athletic.
And so it's Frazier. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. McGrady outside. Feeds it to Garnett. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by McGrady.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man. And last season for the Blazers, all about bouncing back from their embarrassing first-round sweep at the hands of the Pelicans.
Well, that was definitely a motivator, and I think they put that to bed. Wanted to focus on being the best team that they could be towards the end of last season. And that Nurkic injury really took some wind out of their sails, but they continued to compete and still made noise in the postseason.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
Wade against Harden, pulls up on the wing. That's good on the jump shot.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Wade outside. Back to Frazier. Fires from deep. The Trailblazers rebound. Malone. Count that bucket.
Malone, a high percentage scorer when he gets it in deep. Once he's got the defense on his back, the game becomes easy with his ability to score.
Now here's James. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And Portland making a change here. English is checked in.
Size and speed and force of LeBron James is something to behold. And he just seems to be getting better and better. That is scary.
Spurs have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. For the three. That one, no good. It's all tied in Portland. And we'll be back. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, pounding the boards is one way to gain an advantage. They simply owned the glass in that first.
Well, if you get physical out there, you can control the glass, and that helps you to control the pace of the game.
They've got Dwayne Wade. He's out there with Frazier, and it's English in at the 3 spot. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Here's English. For 3. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Passes to James. A shot off that time, and the Trailblazers going the other way.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
San Antonio again missing. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. 1:43 left in the first half. The kick out to Frazier. Another shot, and they pick up 2. Frazier's got the lead up to 5 now for Portland.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And the pass to James.
I don't think anybody guards LeBron without fouling him. It's a matter of him convincing the referees it's enough contact.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And up around 82% as a team a season ago. So they know how to make the most of those opportunities.
Wade finds Garnett. Over Nowitzki. And Garnett with the basket on the assist by Wade.
Terrific basketball from Wade there to thread the pass to the wide open man for the clean look.
James, the pass to Stockton. Pass to Dumars. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside for Stockton. Goes back up. He's off on that one. Now Portland takes it the other way. Popped up there for Wade. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Moncrief, he's checked in for San Antonio. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half of the game. A shot by McGrady, no good. Spurs trail by 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Stockton. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Yeah, that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Wade outside. And here's Hill for 3, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Trailblazers out in front, up by 3. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, it's been a grinded-out game. What have you seen from your team so far?
Well, we're competing. You know, neither team's really shooting the ball that well, but both teams are playing hard.
Energy always leads to good results. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive board. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
Well, they spent a lot of time away from the basket offensively. They need to get in the paint, Ernie. Whether it's running the offense to the low post or on dribble drives, pick and rolls, get into the paint.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
On the floor for San Antonio, Stockton is out there with Moncrief. Then there's Nowitzki, and it's LeBron James, and it's Unseld in at the center, locking down the middle.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Leonard, he's checked in for LeBron. Now here is Moncrief. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Six on the shot clock. He dishes it to Nowitzki. And that one drops for him. And the Spurs lead by 1.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Pass to Cowens. Now here is Hill. That's tipped, and it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. No good from 18.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And the basket by Rose.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Hill kicks to Frazier. Hill against Harden. Shoots from the elbow. Rebound San Antonio. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
Offensive rebound and blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play. Hill has the open look. Gilmore, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, and sometimes he comes off as maybe being laid back, but Gilmore is a fierce competitor in the post, and it comes out in his rebounding more than anywhere else. Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
Malone's checked in for Portland. Dwayne Wade comes in for Hill. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Dumars is checked in. Frazier. Here's Malone. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Joe Dumars.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
Yeah, and Malone excels at putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
And here's Harden. From deep three-point range, but they get it back. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Trailblazers lead by 2. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. D-Wade out there with Tracy McGrady, and it's Malone, and it's English in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. Spurs making a switch here. Moncrief's checked in. Here's Wade. McGrady outside. And it's Wade penetrating. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac, Tracy McGrady. Wade's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. And the Spurs with possession. Now here's James. Tight defense on him. Takes a shot at the elbow. Knocked loose. And here they come. A putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
Yeah, Malone is an absolute nightmare on the offensive glass. Does a great job of establishing that position for that putback slam.
And the shot goes down.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
McGrady dishes to Malone. He kicks to English. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Wade, and Wade slams it in.
Well, Dwayne Wade has taken thousands of shots where he's been challenged, and he's made them just like that.
Now James. High post shot. Again, James missing.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Maybe they can find a way to establish some rhythm in the next few possessions with the extra pass.
Here's Collins, and it's blocked. What a play as he just snatches the shot out of midair. On Zell, the pass to James. Over English. Again, James missing. Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's McGrady. Offensive rebound, alone. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting for Portland, Moses Malone. At the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 9. And some changes here for the Spurs. Nowitzki comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Stockton subbed in for Dumars. And both free throws good for Malone.
Breathe easy now. The biggest free throws in the game, and he's coming through.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 10. 40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Jordan player of the game.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
The putback. Rebound, Malone. Irving with it. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
make the bum bum beat. I'll give you melody, make the bum bum beat. I'll give you melody, make the song so sweet. You can come on with me, oh.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just to... Welcome to 2K Sports. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. They've got Kobe. Robinson is out there with O'Neal. Then it's Nash. And it's Ginobili in at the 3, the small forward. And for the 76ers, Caron Butler is out there with Malone. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Maravich. And it's Russell in at the 5 spot. Here's Shaq, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. There should be plenty of fireworks out in the backcourt tonight in this one. Of the guards you played alongside, who is the best combination passer scorer?
Oh, man, Kev, he put me on the hot seat. That's a tough one. I just got to give everybody
you played with a lot of them,
out.
though, didn't you? Huh?
I know, man. I didn't know it was going to be a test today. I got to go with my boy Rod Strickland when I played with him at the Wizards. I think he's the best finisher ever, and he led the league in assists. My boy Jay Will, shout out to White Chocolate. I mean, he is one of the most creative players I've ever played with, but he can shoot it from deep. He was a guy that liked to shoot it from Curry Land, and he could pass it. And then lastly, I'd have to, of course, go with my man Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby could do it all. So I've been blessed to play and fortunate to play with some great scorers and combination passers in this league.
3 terrific names. Here's Johnson, following the basket by Pete Maravich. 2 minutes to start the first quarter. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
And there you see why Robinson is the anchor of this defense. Massive wingspan, easily allowing him to turn away shots.
And there's the pass to Nash. Hit his foot, and it's being called a kickball. .136 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Kobe from the arc. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, and you got to know Bryant looking to shoot as soon as he gets the ball. The D can't give him any daylight.
Maravich against Kobe. Maravich, the pass to Russell. Misses from short range.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
Kobe kicks it over to Nash. Back to Bryant. Clock at 6. And Shaq with the slam.
And how about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now, here is Maravich. Pass to Johnson. Malone in the post, defended by Shaq. Chalk up 2 there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Kobe against Maravich. Back to Nash. Kicks it out to Ginobili. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a 3-point game to the middle. Malone. And Malone with the stop.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Down low. Shaq can't get it to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
A good close contest so far. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Yeah, they're clawing, they're grinding, they're doing anything they could to make the most of their possessions.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. We've got Doncic. Barkley is out there with Walton. Then there's Havlicek, and it's Miller in at the 2. Now here's Hardaway, and Walton sends it back.
And how about the anticipation and timing? You know, we talk about Walton's offense. How about the defense, though, he provides for this team?
Here's Miller. Robert Parrish making his last shot. Miller finds Doncic. Over Hardaway, and Doncic gets it to go.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have. And the Bulls last year, Kevin, had a lot of holes in their teams. They struggled on offense as well as defense, and their lack of outside shooting was one of their bigger issues.
Here's Hardaway, the dish to Parrish. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Bill Walton.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Both shots good from the stripe. See, Webb, the Bulls last year, bottom 2 offense in the league.
Yeah, only slightly better than the Knicks. I mean, you know, Kevin, injuries hurt, and they had to suit up 22 different players last year. But overall, this team has a lot of work to do on the offensive end to improve.
And it's Havlicek missing. The 76ers lead. Worthy, the pass to McAdoo. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, how about the powerful move there on that slam from McAdoo? Not many are better than him at getting the job done on the interior. He'll always find a way to finish at the rim when he gets a chance.
Here's Doncic. 76ers getting the bucket. Now, here is Havlicek. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Miller surveying the floor. No good on the 3. The 76ers leading by 3. Carter with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Carter against Miller. From 13, again, Philadelphia.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Bulls trail by 5. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Barkley kicks to Doncic. Here's Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Barkley, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Maravich left side. No good from 18.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and for the 76ers. The first quarter was pretty even. They never dug too deep a hole for the... And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. One guy who's been getting it done is Robert Parrish.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
Yeah, you must try to match his energy level first and foremost. But right now, he's just out hustling guys to the ball.
Russell is out there with Malone. Then there's Maravich. Then it's Johnson. And it's Butler in at the 3. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Here's Johnson, rejected by Ginobili. And he's able to get it back. Johnson gets the bucket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
To the middle. The kick out to Bryant. There's the triple. The Bulls keep it alive. And O'Neal gets it to go.
And O'Neal, just a brute on the block, simply overpowers the opposition.
Johnson finds Russell. Oh, Russell in position. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, and regardless of color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did, drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. And if you look at organizations like the Black Fives and bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand your legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give him a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how cool teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part. And it's Carter missing.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
O'Neal, rebound by the 76ers.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Another miss by Philadelphia. Bulls trail by 10. To the left wing. And he's going up for the alley-oop. That shot, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
No, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
And here's Carter, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he didn't.
And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. 76ers lead by 10. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Taking a look at the Bulls, Miller is out there with Jackson. Then it's Barker. Then it's Walton. And it's Barry in at the small forward. Now here is Carter. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
Passes it to Johnson. Walton sends it back. Pass to Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Magic Johnson picks one up.
Shooting for Chicago, Mark Jackson. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Russell, he's checked in for Parrish. Malone comes in for McAdoo. Butler, he's checked in for Carter. And it's Maravich in for Johnson. He hits the second from the line. Here is Maravich. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. On the wing, Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And Maravich is such a great scorer. All eyes are on him, but his eyes are on his teammates. A tremendous dual threat.
Now here's Kobe. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Nice D from Russell. Outside Hardaway. Inside. Here's Malone. And he uses the glass on the layup. Malone's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
Oh, I do too, Greg. You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
And Brian, just a superb athlete, terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Here's Barry, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist.
I mean, it's time for him to take over. He's played it cool long enough, and I think he realizes that.
Jackson against Hardaway. Kicks to Malone. Back to Hardaway. Robinson with the block. Ryan against Maravich. The shot's good from Barry.
Yeah, just so many ways to score the basketball. Barry is one of the more inventive scorers the NBA has ever seen. Inside, outside, mid-range. He does not get rattled.
Maravich dishes to Malone. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, doesn't have to break stride at all thanks to the money lead pass.
Ginobili the pass to Jackson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Philadelphia with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Ginobili against Maravich. So the 76ers win it. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.
I'm from the south, had to go grill. Remember doing shows in Mobile. Go against me in this. Waking up and see the sunrise. I turned 5, I got baptized. We were living up a college bar. Midnight, heard the playing football at Far Park. Christian Park where your mama get the fine. The story of my life. Way before I ever wrote a rhyme. Have you ever looking at my kids through the blinds? Confinement mind. How you feeling when you face a dime? The truth be told.